every day we have a cortisol spike that starts happening before we wake up. It's one of the things that helps us wake up. And then it builds us to this beautiful crescendo mid-morning where you should be awake and not needing caffeine.
And it drops before bed.
And what you see is that right before you go to bed, cortisol should hit its lowest point, what we call its nadir, its lowest trough. Mm-hmm. What's interesting, by the way, just as an aside, is that insomnia we can classify usually as at least one of two different types. There's actually multiple, but let's just say there are, of those multiple, there are two types. One is called sleep onset insomnia. I can't fall asleep. The other is sleep maintenance insomnia. I can't stay asleep. When they've looked at people's cortisol on a 30-minute by 30-minute basis on the 24-hour clock face, we go through just what we described. Just before we wake up, we get this rise in cortisol. It peaks late morning, and then it drops down. And right before bed, our cortisol is almost at its lowest point. With insomnia patients, they show exactly the same thing. A beautiful rise in the late morning hours. It starts to come down, but then you see two anomalies. Right before bed, it goes back up. And then in the middle of the night, even when it's starting to rise, it will have this abnormal spike right in the middle of the night too. And what we believe is that that may in part explain sleep onset insomnia. Cortisol should be coming down and it should stay low right before we go to bed, but then it jumps back up in insomnia patients. I can't fall asleep.